Welcome. Every Wednesday, right around this time, give or take a few minutes, we meet for meditation. It's always a great honor for me to have you here. Today, we will be here for about 15 minutes, mostly silent. I'm going to offer a reading before and after, and I look forward to dropping in with you. So thank you so much for being here. I will get us set up. And here's our reading. Today I'm reading from Standing at the Edge, one of my favorite books by my teacher, Roshi Joan Halifax. On page 201 of Standing at the Edge, she talks about connection. And I think right around now, this is the perfect time to have this conversation. As with all edge states, getting stuck in the swamp of burnout can also serve us. A crisis in values can make us reflect on the course our life has taken. Burnout is an affliction that can point us back toward our inner life and encourage us to work with the mental patterns that have compelled us to engage in self-harm, in disconnection. It can show us what has gone awry. And if we listen more closely to the needs of the heart and the body, our loved ones and the world, something new and beautiful can grow from the mud. And we can come to joy through the power of engagement, through the healing of rest and play and connection. She references the director of Duke University's Islamic Studies Center. His name is Omid Safi. Brings to light a dimension of engagement that opens toward the human heart. And he writes, in many Muslim cultures, when you want to ask them how they're doing, you're actually asking, both in Arabic and in Persian, how is your heart? The word is ha'al. What is this ha'al that you inquire about? It is the transient state of one's heart. In reality, we ask, how is your heart doing at this very moment, at this breath? How is your heart doing? When I ask, how are you, that's really what I want to know. I'm not asking how many items are on your to-do list, how many items are in your inbox. I want to know how your heart is doing in this very moment. Tell me. Tell me your heart is joyous. Tell me your heart is aching. Tell me your heart is sad. Tell me your heart craves a human touch. Examine your own heart, explore your soul, and then tell me something about your heart and soul. Tell me you remember you are still a human being, not just a human doing. Tell me you're more than just a machine checking off items from your to-do list. Have that conversation, have that glance, that touch. Be a healing conversation, one filled with grace and presence. Put your hand on my arm, look me in the eye, connect with me for 1 second. Tell me something about your heart. Awaken my heart. Help me remember that I too am a full and complete human being, a human being who also craves a human touch. I think our task at this moment, in these tiny little small instances of connection, even here, our task is to put our attention on our heart. And when we ask somebody how they're doing, how is your heart? I think that is a beautiful way for us to remain stable in what it is that we need to do. We don't know what's coming. We can't imagine what's coming. We can only stay in our hearts. And that, for me, is what the sitting practice is here for. So we sit. Close your eyes. Get settled into your seat. Comfy. Take any hand variation that you fancy. Maybe it's palms down. Maybe it's palms up on your thighs. Maybe you like to take Cosmic Mudra, where your right hand is under your left and your thumb tips are touching. This is my favorite because it keeps me awake and alert. And then place that right in front of your navel unsupported, so you have to stay with it. And if you're ready, you can close your eyes. If you prefer, you can just have your eyes about a tenth of the way open on a point on the floor in front of you. And we'll be here together in relative silence. I'll give just a few prompts over the course of the next several minutes. And the first is to tune into your breathing. Come back to yourself. Find your way to create a slightly longer exhalation, which will have the effect of calming your nervous system, bringing online the part of your nervous system that slows down the body. You may notice as you begin to lengthen the exhalation that you don't need an inhalation quite so quickly. Just taking notice, nothing is better or worse. Gathering your attention, creating the conditions for your whole body to go into a state of healing. It's a very natural state. And whenever you rest, your body heads in that direction. See if you can relax your shoulders, lengthen your spine. And just recall for a moment why you are here. Did you have something specific that you had hoped to soften today? Are you here because you really want to be in touch with your own heart? You want to be the kind of person who, upon asking a dear friend or a close colleague how they are, you're really asking about their heart. Take a moment to touch into that reason for being here. As you do that, you are attuning to yourself and to the space around you, potentially the people with whom you'll come into contact over the next several hours or days. in this steady seat, you might now consider what may serve now that the mind is quieting. Is there something lingering in your awareness somewhere in the field? An action that you can take that might really be of service? A thought that you can hold or host in your body. A way of being that might be different than perhaps the habitual way. You have gathered your attention, recalled why you're here, your intention. Spent a few minutes attuning to yourself and to the space and the world around you. And you've considered what might help or serve in this moment. We close our practice with engagement. How is it that you could bring this service forth? Is it some new way of being? Is it a thought that you can host in your mind? Is it a way of holding your body? Is it an actual action that you want to take? But in considering how to bring this service forth, that's engagement. That's perhaps the most important part of the practice. We sit, we get quiet, we usher the body into a healing state, and then we bring that forth. Let's take a few minutes considering what that means to you for today. final 2 minutes here together. Gently bring your hands to your heart in prayer or flat to your chest as you wish. Take a few deep breaths, just feeling your body once again, feeling the periphery of your body, the touch of your hands to one another. Give yourself a little smile. And then gently bow your head, and as you're bowed, I will reread just one portion of this piece so that we don't forget. I'm not asking how many items are on your to-do list, nor how many items are in your inbox. I want to know how your heart is doing at this very moment. Tell me. Tell me your heart is joyous. Tell me your heart is aching. Tell me your heart is sad. Tell me your heart craves a human touch. Examine your own heart, explore your soul, and then tell me something about your heart and your soul. Tell me you remember that you are still a human being, not a human doing. Tell me you're more than just a machine checking off items from your to-do list. Have that conversation, that glance, that touch. Be a healing conversation, one filled with grace and presence. Thank you, Roshi Joan, standing at the edge, my dear teacher. Thank you to you for being here today and for joining us in this moment. I am here every Wednesday at this time. I look forward to seeing you again. All of the past meditations can be found by pressing the play button just above my feed. They all live there. I save them all for you. Thank you so much. Really nice to be here with you today. Thank you.